Hello everyone, I am back with another installment of my Project Life 2014 process video series, and I have a disclaimer at the very beginning about how I accidentally had the wrong dates on the title card. I have weeks 5 and 6, and it's actually weeks 4 and 5. So throughout the entire video it is the wrong dates, and then at the very end, after I had already stopped recording, I discovered it and I went back and fixed it. What you see right now, or what you just saw me doing, was going through the Project Life January kit because I'm still working in January. That's the kit that I'm using, and it's from Studio Calico, and I really, really like it. I did subscribe to that, and I'm very glad that I did. So I took a just a 4x6. It's actually a little bit smaller than a 4x6 because it's the selfie paper, but I just quickly created that title card, and it's very similar to the ones that I have done in the other videos for the past weeks, and it's only different in the fact that I wanted to use this page protector, and it's got like the 2 by 8.5, I guess, 2 by 8 spot on the side, and then two 4 by 4 spots for photos. And so I wanted to use that, and I wanted to use that part for the title card, and I thought that the orientation of the wording would be great for this particular thing. So just an example of a way that you can switch things up. I am keeping it the same, and that all my title cards will look the same with the same fonts and the same, basically the same design, but it's an easy way to make it look differently than all the others while still being cohesive. Now these little star paper clips came in the kit, and I really thought that I was going to use one here, and you'll see me go back and forth with it and fuss around, and then I end up not using it. The washi did not come in the kit, but it was just something that I had, and it matched some of the colors of some of the other elements. And then that the background paper is not part of the kit either. It was just some 12 by 12 scrap that I had laying around. So that's why that is there. So I've got my stamp, and I'll tell you folks, I am having the hardest time stamping the dates onto this paper. I mean, I have stays on, so it's not that it's not drying. It's just because it's just slick surface, I'm not rolling it correctly, or I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong, but almost every single time that I do it, and then every time that I've ever tried stamping with this roller date stamp, I do exactly what I did there. I get half of it on, and then I end up having to go back with this time I accidentally grabbed the wrong pen. I usually end up going in with my slick writer and trying to correct it, and it's just frustrating. It's one less or one more step than I want to do. So if you have any tips for how to, because, well, I say that to say that whenever I try to do it, then if I try to roll it too much, then the stamp slides because the photo paper is so slick, and it just turns out to be a big goopy mess. And I don't know, it just drives me crazy. So if you guys have any tips other than just writing on the photo, because I really like the look of the date stamp, let me know, because I would be up for anything. So I used some of those star stickers, puffy stickers is what they're called, and I'm just sticking some of those on there. I'm really not being too picky about anything. It's just trying to stay somewhat caught up, get caught up at the same time, and just get it in, get it documented. So now on the back side of that, you're going to see me really look like an experienced stamper here. Not. There is, in another kit, I did pull out the stamp from, I think it's the February Studio Calico Project Life kit, and it says documented, and I'm just going to do some journaling on that. And so I get out my my Fiskars stamp press, and I get it on there, and I get my stays on, ink on there, stamping like a pro here. And then for some reason, and now I know what it was, it's because I was too lazy to take the stickers off, the puffy stickers. Watch me, you'll see right here. I stamp it down, I'm being so diligent. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be beautiful. I lifted it, there's nothing on the paper. So I was like, that was fabulous. So I tried again. You can see my head there. Put it down, nothing on the paper. So at this point, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I take everything off, and I go back at it. Now this is where I start to notice that I must be running out of ink I need a new ink pad, because even this time where it's completely flat, I put it down, I really am pushing it down really, really hard, and it's still very, very faint. It's not as dark as I would like. So what I end up doing is going and getting my classic black, I think that's the name of it, my Stampin' Up! Ink pad. And I just, basic black is that, I think that's the name. But I try it again. So still not as dark or as rich as I would like, but it works. And then I just freehand some lines on there for my journaling. I could have, I always could have taken a marker and filled it in, but I decided to just go with it. I really like the look of the stamp. I really like how it's kind of a scripty handwritten font, and it works. So I do my journaling on there, and that just talks a little bit about the week so that I didn't have to do a whole lot of intense journaling on the actual photos. This was a different week. It was my first ever real business trip that I went on. I went to a conference, a technology conference for my school district, and it was a lot of fun. It was the first night that I had ever, other than when Eleanor was born, been away from the girls. Same for Landon. And so we left them with their grandparents, and we went and had just a night away. I ended up getting really sick that night, and so didn't get to enjoy it as much as I would have liked. I was in the hotel room a lot. I didn't get to go out and eat with my peers or with my coworkers and stuff, but it was still fun. It was just nice to kind of be away. We talked about a lot of things that we've been putting off talking about, decisions we needed to make and stuff, because we just don't ever take the time. We're always talking about the girls. So it was a fun time. The first photos are just pictures of whenever I bought Adeline her first watercolor set, and she had such a blast getting her fingers in there and using the paintbrush. And I'm doing a layout a little bit later whenever I get a chance of these pictures with some different close-ups of her like actually holding the paintbrush and dipping it in the paint. And then I'm going to include some of the little samples of her work that I took. But it was a lot of fun. She's at that age where she's discovering everything, and everything's, Mom, look, and watch. And she's so excited about life. She's just living, and she's loving everything, and it's a constant reminder to not get bogged down with the monotony of what life is, and to just really look at each experience as something new. And she's teaching me that every single day, and I'm loving this. I think I say this all the time, but it's true. I'm totally loving this stage of her life more than any other. So I'm sure I'll say that about the next one too. But anyway, so I bring out that paper clip again. I've got some flare there that I think I might use, and these little rub-on, well, the ones on the top are rub-ons, the ones below are not. And I decided in the end not to go with it at all. I'm keeping things very simple this time. Because it was 2 weeks and I didn't have a whole lot of photos, I didn't want it to be completely about the conference that I was at. I still had some everyday pictures like this one of me and Eleanor that I wanted to capture and to put into the album, but I didn't have a ton of pictures. So I kept the journaling simple, I kept the embellishments very simple, and it was just more about getting them in there, getting them done. I know now that it's April, some of us or some of you may have started to fall off the wagon a little bit, started off the year strong, and as the weeks keep going, and now especially if your weather is like my weather where it's getting to be springtime and you're outside more, time's just slipping away. And I just want to encourage you to not stop. Don't stop this process. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And if you can just keep going, find a method that works for you, whether it's like my Project Life Simplified series, if you haven't seen it, where I use a particular collect app, and I go through and I do it very, very quickly and get the things in. Or if it's true Becky Higgins Project Life, put pictures in the protectors and journaling cards and write on them, no embellishing, nothing like that, and call it done. Just find what works for you and do it, because you will not regret it. I promise you. This is my 4th year doing this project, and I do not regret one single album that I've made. So what I have there, or what you saw me doing, is I took some white white ink and tried stamping this stamp, and it ended up that it was not white enough. I should have known better, but I don't know, I was being silly. And so I ended up going back with my Versamark, restamping it, and then I'm just using this, I think it's Stamp Pendus. I don't know. that may not be right, but some white embossing powder, and I just heat embossed it, and it worked fine. It was the look I was going for. It was a little bit of a brighter white, and it stood out against that busy black and white pattern. And then that was it for that. I put the hashtag there because I'm all into Instagram and Instagramming the girls right now. I have hashtags for each one of them, and it's a very, very quick way to reference documentation for them, because I can go on Instagram and I can just search for their hashtag and I see all these different photos that I've put on there. So that's another thing I encourage you to do. I know hashtags are kind of all the rage right now, and not everyone understands the purpose for them. And sometimes, yes, I do put them in there just to be silly, but a lot of times there is a specific purpose for why I have that hashtag there. And in this instance where I put their name, that's exactly what it is. So here I had to move the camera around and I got a little bit out of frame and I wasn't aware of it. My niece was here for spring break, and so she was actually creating a layout behind me at my one of my other desks. And we got busy talking and watching, I think we were watching Buffy, I'm not sure. We started Buffy the Vampire Slayer and kind of got a little addicted, if that's the correct word. Maybe obsessed, I'm not quite sure. But we were talking and I just totally didn't realize that I wasn't even, my page protector, my project wasn't even completely in frame. So I apologize for that. But basically there's nothing exciting going on down below. I have two coffee sleeve things, I don't know what they're called, from two places that I got coffee at while I was on my trip. And I wanted to keep them because coffee was a huge part of that whole experience. Got up very early. It was a lot of information, a lot of amazing information, but just trying to stay awake and stay focused. And then this was just a picture of the one of the really cool parts of the convention center that we were at, and it had that great white space with the rail there. So I just took some, I think those, I don't know where those letter stickers are from. They were just from my stash, and I'm just spelling out convention center. I could have written on there, but I wanted to do something more a little bit bold because I hadn't really done much journaling yet. And I like the way that it turned out. Very, very simple embellishment. And then I just slip it in the protector, and I'm done. And then I have a room key up at the top. Oh, I do use one of those see-through stickers that just says January 2014. And then back behind that room key, I was going to put that heart journaling card there, and then I decided I wanted to save that because it was really pretty and I didn't want to waste it. And so I think what I end up going with is, yeah, just that green journaling card that came in the kit. And then there's that clip again, or it's actually a different clip, but I liked it, so I ended up sticking that on there, and there you go. Super simple. So Adeline spent her first night in her big toddler bed. It's actually a very little toddler bed, but it was a big moment for Mommy and Daddy. And so you can see there, I kept that journaling card, that 4x6 card apart so that I could have the label. And I just quickly wrote on there about how she was in. It was her first night. We snuck in after she was completely asleep to take a picture. Awful photo quality. Tried everything in the world to make it look better, but it didn't, and I was fine with that. It's a moment captured in time, and not all moments are going to have perfect lighting and perfect, frame quality, and that's okay, because the important thing is that I got it, and I didn't say, well, I'm not going to take the picture because it's not going to look that great. I still got it. And then the other photo is all of us grocery shopping, because anyone who has small children knows that grocery shopping, especially when one of them is still in a car seat, or the pumpkin seat, whatever they're called, isn't just a one-person trip any longer. It has to be two people if it's a full-out grocery trip. And our Kroger has free coffee whenever you go. And so Adeline loves to go for the coffee, even though she only gets an empty cup after we're finished with it. But she thinks it's the coolest thing ever. So that's the Kroger that we go to. And then I just, kind of grounded it with a little bit of washi tape. I stuck that down and then realized I stuck it right on top of Adeline's face, or her head, so I took it back off and and redid it. So, I would apologize for the lack of videos, but I'm not going to because I've been living my life and being a mom and being a teacher and being a wife and trying to succeed in everything. And this was the one part of my life that I had to just kind of let go. And I'm okay with that because, that's the great thing about this just being a hobby is I'm not committed financially to anything. It's just me having fun. And I'm so thankful for your all support and just everything that all just the great things, just how great you guys are basically. And so I just wanted to say thanks, and you can be looking for more videos, and thanks for just sticking around and all the kind words on Instagram yesterday whenever I posted a sneak peek, and I'm just very thankful for that. So yeah, so just keep watching out. I've got weeks, what was that, 6 and 7 already prepped and ready to film, and you'll see more videos coming soon. I hope you guys are doing great. Talk to you later.